Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Do hope everyone is doing well. Thank you everyone for being here as we go live. It's always a pleasure seeing all of your lovely faces when I actually switch to face cam. Renews my faith in what I'm doing. I do hope you've all had an awesome weekend. Hope you've all enjoyed the 2 days where, unless you're in retail, you probably weren't working. Hope you enjoyed the sun if you got it. Hope you enjoyed the gaming days if it was pissing it down with rain. And yeah, just thank you very much for coming back on this, well, it's been quite a miserable Monday here in the UK. It's just been grey and miserable and overcast and just generally a bit crap. But hey, you know, we pull a happy face and we smile and we grin and bear it and we pray that tomorrow is a better day. But yes, I do hope everyone is doing well. Again, thank you very much for coming out. Thank you to everyone that's shared the Facebook post or retweeted the Twitter post, just to say that we've gone live, let people know that you're here. You may not feel like it makes much of a difference, but even if we just get one person click on the link to come and visit the channel, then that's one more person than we had, and they may well go and share the link and they get one more person, and so on and so on and so on. It all snowballs, and that's how the channel expands and grows and becomes even more awesome. So on top of that, you guys do earn 50 beanie bucks once a night if you do share out those statuses, just as my way of thanking you for doing so. It's massively appreciated. Like I say, it's the simplest way for us as a community to promote the channel is just to harass social media. Tonight I've posted up on Reddit in the VG Stream subreddit. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, don't know if anybody's going to see it, but it's another avenue we haven't explored properly. If we get one person out of it, it's worth doing. But enough about the advertisement. One day you're going to jump up on that and you're going to hit the power button whilst I'm talking, and I'm going to get angry. Alright, you know this full well, and yet still we insist on jumping on the PC. But yes, anyway, I'll load you up. Tonight's plan is morally dangerous. We're going to be doing more exploration, so it's not going to be too intense. I should be able to keep up with the chat quite well and interact with you guys, which is what my channel is all about. We'll just wait for this track to finish up. Just like that. So yeah, let me switch to, is it this one? It's this one. I've changed all of my hotkeys and stuff around on OBS. So rather than having to go into OBS and clicking on the buttons, I've changed it so it just, press a key and it does it. But I keep forgetting what keys I've assigned to what scenes and that kind of thing. Just before we get started, I'm going to put the t-shirt link in. We have around about 9 days left on the t-shirt campaign. So far we have sold 4 t-shirts, which is awesome. To be honest, it's 4 more than I was expecting to sell. But yeah, you have 9 days left to get yourself a t-shirt or a tank top or a hoodie with the beanie logo on, if you so wish. Again, anyone who does place an order, thank you very much. It's a new thing we're trying out. I've considered doing it for a while. This is the first time I've actually gone ahead and put a design in and got it going. So I was unsure how it was going to go down. It seems to be going down quite well. Unlike my green screen. What are you doing? Just no green screen. Why you do this? Let's tone that down a touch, shall we? Bear with me a second. Minor technical difficulties. Okay. Awesome. So we're not going to be able to get rid of that green in the corner. Brilliant. Okay, fine. Whatever. Kind of annoying. Hey, Uncle, how's it going, buddy? Oh. Oh, what are you doing to me, green screen? Why are you doing this? It's that bottom corner every time. It's so annoying. That'll do, that's better. That works. We'll go with that. Fuzzle. You watch the game screen or brain now. Oh, it's going to stay. I'll take it back, game. Go into private group just in case. I'm doing well, thank you very much. Hyped for some more exploration. Hyped for the t-shirt campaign, which I was talking about. As you can see up there, we are at 4 t-shirts of 10 sold. Well, 4 t-shirts of our goal of 10 sold. Obviously, you know, if you want to blast us past the 10 t-shirt mark, then that would be absolutely awesome. But 10 is my personal goal that I've set. That's very green. That one. Close galaxy map. Close galaxy map.
Closing map.
Thank you. Deploy hardpoints.
Deploying and readying weapons.
Thank you. Oh yeah, we've already scanned it, haven't we? I remember now. Nothing really happens at 10. Basically, on the website, engage Super Cruise.
Super Cruise drive engaging.
Retract hardpoints.
Stowing weapons.
Engage Super Cruise.
Charging Super Cruise drive.
Yeah, essentially, like, you can set your own personal goal. That's all that the 10 is. The website needed a minimum of 3 to be sold for the t-shirts to actually become a thing. But after that, it's just a case of kind of seeing how many you can sell. I set a goal of 10 just based off of the interest that had been shown in the chat. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty reasonable number. We had one person from the chat who was actually talking about buying 3 separate items, so you know, that's 3 straight off the bat. I've had a few family members pick some up. I know we've had a couple of guys from the chat that have already bought them. A lot of people were waiting for payday, which I believe has happened for most people now. It was kind of the end of last week, start of this week. So I'm going to be kind of spamming the link a little bit, you know, trying to get as much interest as possible for them. But yeah, at this point we are just trying to sell them. Yeah, it's as many as we can sell. To be honest, I've been in touch with one of the representatives at Teespring since the campaign started for various reasons. We made some changes to the design, so the image on the t-shirt is exactly the same as it's always been, but my sister-in-law, who's actually created that character, like the beanie character, she informed me that the version that I had used was quite a low quality print, and normally for something like a t-shirt print, she's done graphic design and she is now working for a design firm. For a higher quality print, they recommend a higher quality image, which makes sense. So for something like a t-shirt, that will class as a high quality print. So she's actually resaved all the pictures and sent me through higher quality versions of the image. So I was kind of in touch with Teespring regarding that, and I sent them the updated image, and they've just swapped it over completely. So it's exactly the same design and the same t-shirt and everything like that. It's just a better quality of the image. So I was in touch with them for things like that. And one thing that, considering the gimmick, if you like, for the channel is the beanie hat. It's always wear the beanie hat. We've got the beanie hatters are the community. Beanie hat raid is the raid call when we go and harass other people. The whole thing around the channel is the beanie hat. So what I would love is to make custom beanie hats, but I've not been able to find a website that allows me to do that in the same way that Teespring does, where we do the design and then you guys buy them if you want them, and then the company takes the cost off of the profit. Because that's the way Teespring works, for those of you who don't know, is I put the design in and they go, yeah, okay, we'll run it if we hit this amount, which was 3 for the t-shirts. After that, they take off the cost of printing and the cost of shipping and all that kind of thing, and anything left after that is profit, which is brilliant for someone like myself who has no spare money, because ideal world, I would print off 20-30 t-shirts, have them here, and then I'll just ship them out if people want them. I can't afford to do that. So Teespring is brilliant for someone like myself who wants to do this kind of thing but doesn't have the money to put aside straight off. Hey Dragon, we've had the ASP for a couple of weeks now, but we've not really used it. This is the first exploration trip we've been on. We've travelled about 120 light years so far, explored around about 10 systems, and we're heading towards one of the nebulas. But yeah, so I would love to get the beanies in the same style, just a black or a dark grey beanie hat with the new beanie avatar on. That'd be awesome. But as I say, I've not found a website that will do it in the same way that Teespring does. However, I did message the guy I've been talking to at Teespring. This is what I'm trying to get to, and I've gone a really long way around it, so I apologise. I messaged the guy at Teespring, who informed me that the stock they have on the website isn't all they've got. Ooh, 1,000 credits, nice. So Teespring do actually have beanie hats as something that you can create, and you can sell them and do that kind of thing in the same way you can the t-shirts. However, the rest of their catalogue, so they've got beanie hats, they've got baseball caps, they've got kitchen aprons, random bits and pieces, but you can only get them if you become what they refer to as a power seller. So you basically need to have a few campaigns that you've run and they've all sold a couple of 100 items each. So we're a little way off of that at the moment with our 4 t-shirts sold. But again, that's something I'm now aware of, that is an awesome incentive to try and not force but push the t-shirts, because obviously if we sell more now, that puts us in a better stead to try and get access to things like the beanie hats, which would be ideal for the channel and community. The guy did say that they are working on the idea of bringing that extra stock to the general public as well, but they're not sure on a time frame of that at the moment. But the fact that they do it, it's something they kind of keep out the back, if you like, but it is something that they do run. It's just difficult to get access to it. Which in a way makes sense, because obviously the t-shirts, it's kind of, you make one design on the website and that fits all of the t-shirt styles and the tank top styles and the hoodie and the kids t-shirts and the sportswear, and it's just one blanket kind of design. Whereas once you start adding in hats and aprons and mugs and all that kind of stuff, it's obviously a different design process and a different layout, and it's a bit more manpower and system power needed to run it all. So it makes sense they don't just flat out give it to you. But at the same time, the beanie hat would be perfect for us. I think if we were to have a beanie hat at like $25 with the custom design on it, I think that would probably sell better than t-shirts would. Unfortunately, we can't get to that yet. So what I'm trying to say is, ideally we'd have beanie hats. We can't access them at the moment, so we're going to be sticking with the t-shirts and the hoodies and that kind of thing, which are still awesome. But the long-term goal is to get access to somewhere, whether it's Teespring or some other website, that will let me do beanie hats. And if any of you guys know of any other kind of custom merchandise type websites, ideally ones that don't charge you up front, that will let me do beanie hats and baseball caps and that kind of thing, then let me know either in chat or in a PM or on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else you've got me added. Send me a link for a website and I will check them out for future reference. Obviously for now we'll kind of let the t-shirts run their course and see how we do with those. I don't want to be one of these channels that always has some kind of merchandise running, because it just comes across like I'm permanently trying to get more money out of you, which isn't what I want to do. If I'm running a merchandise thing like the t-shirts, it's because I want to give you guys something awesome. Don't get me wrong, the money is a nice kind of bonus from it, and I'll be putting that back towards the stream, whether it's kind of buying a new game to stream or paying off the PlayStation so I've not got to sell it in 2 months time, that kind of thing. But should we get access to beanie hats, I will let you guys know as soon as it happens, and we'll kind of look into whether we want to run that sooner or later. But yeah, that's the t-shirts. It's been a bit of a rant. I kind of went on a little bit longer than I was expecting. I apologise if you weren't interested. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to what's been going on with that. And like I say, the t-shirts, you've got about 9 days left to order them. If you want to check them out, if you haven't already, or if you do want to buy one and you need the link, just type in !tees, T-E-E-S, into the chat, and that will drop the link for you. As I say, there's male t-shirts, there's female tank tops, there's kids t-shirts as well, if you've got a kid who enjoys watching the channel, or you just want to give them a cool t-shirt with a beanie cat guy on it. And there's a hoodie as well. And they ship to the US, the UK and Canada, I believe, are the three that they ship to. It might be the US, Europe and Canada, I can't remember now. I think it's US, Canada and then international, so that's probably Europe as a whole, and maybe some other slightly far off places. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking about the t-shirts now, because you're probably bored out of your mind of me talking about them. So how is everyone in the chat? That quote. I've seen that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is out now as well. I never did play through to the end of 2. And I didn't even touch 3. I completed 1. I think we got to like night 3 of Freddy's 2. Didn't load up Freddy's 3. I'm not sure I actually own Freddy's 3. And yeah, obviously Freddy's 4 has just come out and I don't own it. Been amusing yourself with the functions? Oh, what, on in the chat? There's a few new ones as well. There's ! roll. There's ! lurk and ! wake, I believe it is. It's either wake or unlurk. I can't remember which one I set it to now. cold black coffee. See, some of 4 in a way it's worse than the other 3 scare wise. See, I've seen a few very short clips of 4, and it's set in the house now, isn't it? I don't know about the gameplay. Like, I don't know if you're still kind of stuck in one place or if you can move around a little bit now. But just the fact it's set in a home rather than in an office or a workplace, that's going to have a massive impact on the way it plays and the way you feel about the way it plays as well. I think that's a really clever move on his part to mix it up like that. And to be fair, after 3 titles, if you're going to do a 4th, you do need to mix it up. So you can actually move around as well. Like I say, I don't know anything about none of the fine details. I know it's the 4th one in the series. I know it's set in a house. That's as much as I know. And it's supposed to be the final one. Whether that actually occurs or not is a different matter, but I guess we'll see how much money he makes off of this one. Because one game I do want to play on stream that I picked up in one of the recent Humble Bundles is one called Among the Sleep, where you play as a little kid. You're like 2 or 3, I think, and you're literally, it's kind of a horror mystery game, and you're kind of wandering the house and there's weird crap going on. I played the demo for it when it came out and really enjoyed it, and yeah, I've got the full game now as well, so I might have to stream that at some point. Yeah, it does make sense, Dragon, actually. Kid probably doesn't have a camera system to access and sit from. But I didn't know if you were just sat on your bed and you had to look around, kind of thing. Yeah, Google it, buddy. Just Google Steam. Well, just Google like YouTube Among the Sleep or Steam Among the Sleep. If you do the Steam one, because that way it probably won't have a massive playthrough, it will just give you the trailer for it, which will work really well. But yeah, check it out. It looks pretty cool, and I think you guys would enjoy me streaming it as well, because it probably will scare the crap out of me. Yeah, anybody saw me playing Five Nights at Freddy's or Outlast or anything like that, I don't do overly well. Right, now as you can see, I mixed up the heads-up display. I figured, why not? Let's make it a little bit more interesting to look at than the standard orange. And I'm liking the green, but the one thing I've noticed is that it kind of gets rid of the slight change in colour when you're on the cruise control part of your Speedo. So on the sliding bar, when it's the orange, it kind of goes to a lighter orange when you're in cruise control mode. And now I've switched it to green, it doesn't seem to have that so much, which I'll probably adjust to. I'll probably just aim for like the middle of the panel and hope I'm in the right place. But yeah, it's a little bit kind of awkward, I guess. Kid quickly crawls around the room, jump into the door and the closet, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I probably won't play it, to be honest. Yeah, the first 2 I played because they were purchased for me. It's not the kind of game I'm going to spend money on. I enjoyed the first one for what it was. I mean, by the end of it, we did all 6 story nights, and then we did a little bit of the custom game mode at the end as well. By the time we finished it, you know, the jump scares weren't really scaring anymore. You know the triggers for the various animatronics, and if you do this or if this button happens, then you know that they're going to come from this direction and that kind of thing. And you know, night 5, it was a case of do these things in this exact order and you'll survive. If you don't do them, then you're dead. So, like I say, 1 was fun to start with and the idea was pretty awesome, but by the end of it, it got a little bit stale. The second one as well, we got to night 3, I think, and the jump scares weren't scaring anymore. It was just a little bit kind of a bit the same. It wasn't different enough from the first one, I don't think, so I couldn't stay focused on it. And yeah, I was playing it because it was there, really. The third one, again, I don't know anything about. I didn't really pay attention to its release and didn't check out anyone streaming it. And yeah, like I said, the fourth one's obviously just come out and I'm aware of it, but past that, not seen any gameplay or anything like that for it. I'll tell you what, I'm not sure on the green. I thought it was going to look really cool, but I'm not so sure now. Might try and change it up for like a teal kind of greeny blue. That might look a bit better. The green's almost a little bit much now I'm actually sat here with it. I only saw a bit of Markiplier, not much, but enough to get creeped out. See, I'm not a massive YouTube fan. I understand the appeal of it for other people, and I can see how it's so successful. And I have nothing against like people who are successful on YouTube, but I don't know, I try and sit and watch people playing games and stuff, but I just can't. I find that their personalities annoy me. It's almost like they are overplaying it every time, and they're, you know, exaggerating their reactions and that kind of thing, which is obviously working for them and it's doing them well, but it just frustrates me a little bit more than anything. It's almost like they're trying too hard. I think that's what I like about the majority of Twitch. I mean, you still get people who do overplay it, and you know, their reactions are definitely over the top, but for the most part, at least the channels that I've found and enjoy visiting, you know, you see the caster playing it as they would play it. And that's what I enjoy about Twitch. It's just the honesty of it, I guess. You look at the big channels, and if you look at the big YouTube channels, you know, so much of it is just cut to pieces and put back together to get the best possible reaction from it. And like I say, it works. You know, you look at someone like PewDiePie, he's just incredibly successful, but his videos are just so cut up, and you know, he definitely has an over-the-top personality when he casts. If you look at him in an interview and you look at him like recording the game, he is just playing up to the fan base. which works. You know, it's what he's built his channel on, and it's what he's continuing to build his channel on, and that's what's got him successful, and he is incredibly successful from it. So, you know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous. I am jealous. I would love to be earning the amount of money he's earning from playing games. But for me personally, I would much rather watch someone play a game as they would be playing it if the camera wasn't on, and see kind of honest reactions to jump scares and emotional scenes in you know, more serious titles and that kind of thing. But maybe it's just because I'm not the kind of person who is able to overdo reactions. You know, if I'm playing a horror game, sometimes it is pretty boring. People are sat there in the chat kind of wondering why I haven't reacted to a jump scare, and it's because I just wasn't scared. You know, that's probably only a negative for me, because you know, the viewers are wanting me to jump and I'm not, so they're going to head elsewhere where someone will jump. But I just, you know, I can't force myself to overreact to it. So maybe that's why I don't enjoy the channels where that happens. Maybe. I don't know. Got into a bit of a deep conversation here. Wasn't my intent at all. Yeah, exactly. Everyone has a style. There will be people who play it up. There will be people who just play the game. But yeah, you know, that's my 2 cents, and it is just my opinion. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't watch this caster or that caster or this YouTube personality because I don't like the way they do it. It's just me that doesn't like it. You know? I'm not going to hold it against you if you do enjoy a channel that I don't, because that's the joys of the internet. Is that people do like different things. If everyone liked the same thing, it would be a really fucking boring place to be. Yeah, exactly. You know, if there's a second person there, then it almost makes it more interesting, because there's double the reactions, and like you say, you've got the conversation between the two of them and that kind of thing. So there are always benefits, there are always negatives to both situations. Like I say, I do play horror games on stream. I enjoy playing horror games, but I am very easily creeped out. I think the issue I have with streaming horror games is that I don't jump most of the time. You know, I kind of, if something creeps me out, I shut down and I just kind of go really quiet and paranoid, and all of my reactions are kind of internal, which is the downside of being on something like Twitch, because everyone wants me to be in the face and, you know, jumping at the camera and that kind of thing, which doesn't always happen. But yeah, it's an awkward one. But you know, stuff like Outlast, there were parts where I did jump, and you know, starting out on Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, the first night or two, when you were still working out what to do and how it worked, I did jump. But after that, you know, I occasionally got a little bit creeped out, but it was very much just, oh, okay, that creeped me out. You know, that's kind of the height of the reaction that you guys get, unfortunately. Please have the light on. Oh, the light's in the wrong place again. Let's try it from this angle. That looks pretty awesome. Let's go for that. Most of the guys on Twitch I watch are for the interaction with the chat, or rather how they go about it. It's kind of like well, Dragon, thank you very much for coming back. Firstly, I appreciate anyone who returns after an initial kind of follow and checking the channel out. And yeah, thank you for the comment as well. I mean, I have always tried to build this channel on the interaction with the chat. You know, it's very rare that I play a game where I can't see the chat. To the point where when I first started out, you know, even the first like week or so into casting 3 years ago, I only had one kind of 20-inch monitor, and I would play in like a 12:10 window just so I could have it small enough so I could have the chat visible in the background as well. So the game was near unplayable, but I wanted to make sure I could see the chat and, you know, interact with the guys who had made the effort to come into my channel. You know, the very first casters that I really checked out on Twitch were Lethal Frag and Man vs Game, who are very strongly focused on chat interaction and, you know, making sure the chat is involved as much as possible. And I love that. Yeah, the fact that there was a medium where I could play games and have people watching me live and being able to interact with them was awesome. So that's what I've built my channel on. You know, like I say, I very rarely play a game where I can't see the chat, and now I've got the second monitor as well. It's even more so because I can just have the chat there, and it's always visible. I can see when the chat moves up. I can see when my name gets tagged, so I know that that's aimed at me specifically. You know, it's brilliant. And you know, a lot of people, when they hit around the kind of level that my channel's at now, you know, we're coming up to 1,800 follows. You know, a lot of people now are just, oh, you know, I'm almost at 2,000. You know, it's quite a big milestone. We're that much closer to you know, applying for partnership kind of thing. And don't get me wrong, you know, the end goal for me personally is ideally to get partnered with Twitch and be able to do this as even just a part-time job, you know, earn some money by playing games and having you guys in the chat with an awesome community. That would be brilliant from my point of view. But I only want to get there if we can get there with the community that we've got and build up the community and make it 1,000,000 times stronger. You know, I don't want to just suddenly explode from where I am to partnership and have a crappy community that just, you know, either isn't here or they're just all arseholes to each other. I'd much rather take the time and it take a little bit longer, but have a community that is amazing. People tell me to smile for a camera, smile, but they say that's not a real smile. I basically say, oh really? It's meant to have a real smile on command? Yeah, exactly. Dragon, no worries man, I will catch you soon. Enjoy the email checking. But yeah, you know, I very rarely put on an emotion or an expression. You know, what you see is what you get, which some people don't always appreciate because, like I say, things like streaming horror games on here, for example, don't have the same effect as they would in a channel where they put it on and they force the reactions. But that's not how I want to build my channel. I want you guys to come back because you enjoy who I am and what I'm doing and the channel that we're building. If I sit here one night and, you know, scream like a little girl every time something jumps out in a game, then I'm going to have to do that every time, or else those people that followed for that reaction aren't going to come back, and that's something I just can't be bothered to do when it comes down to it. So, you know, I'm going to put on my reaction. If something doesn't make me jump, it doesn't make me jump. If something doesn't make me squeal like a little girl, I'm not going to squeal. if I'm not enjoying a game, you're going to know about it, and I'm going to stop playing that game. It's, you know, it's just how it is over here, I'm afraid. Thankfully, most of the people in the community seem to appreciate that, and you keep coming back. So you're obviously enjoying what I do with the channel. But yeah, there are some people who come in for one game and we never see them again. I remember when we played the original Five Nights at Freddy's. We did it across 3 nights and finished it off. Oh god, there's a ring there. We need to get out of that before we get dropped in. Yeah, we played Five Nights at Freddy's, the original, across 3 nights back to back, and each night we gained 100 new followers. Now that's 300 people following this channel across 3 nights, which was amazing. You know, it was a huge boost to the figures side of things for the channel, and a boost to my confidence as well. However, we've probably had about 5 of those people come back more than once since we played Five Nights at Freddy's. And that's, you know, that's a whole separate issue with Twitch. It's you know, you can have a look at the games list before you start a stream, and you can go, right, this game is doing really well, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and we're going to play X, Y or Z because the numbers look really positive for that game. And you know, you may well do really well out of it. Like I say, Five Nights at Freddy's, we played it as it came out and we got 300 follows in a week, which was brilliant. But you need to get those people back. It's all well and good getting 300 follows, but if you only get 2 of those people come back the next week, you've not really gained anything. You know, the only real reason to encourage, I guess, that larger jump in that shorter space of time is to make your stats look better, which only gets you so far with Twitch. You know, the only reason you'd be considering doing that is if you were aiming for something like partnership. But Twitch also looks at your concurrent viewers, so how many people you regularly have actually in your chat at a time. So it's all well and good getting those 300 follows, but if they don't come back, then Twitch is going to go, well, they didn't come back. You know, you got lucky 1 week, and what then? So, you know, following the crowd and following the popular games only gets you so far, is what I'm trying to say. And that's something that people are starting to realise on Twitch. You know, it is a difficult one, because especially where my channel was when I did play Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, I massively appreciated the sudden influx in people, and you know, the huge jump in numbers and that kind of thing.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, I then realised, oh crap. That's hot. Let's go this way, shall we? Welcome back, Dragon. Engage jump drive.
Preparing for jump.
Charging.
Let's fuel scoop for a little bit, shall we?
Fuel scooping.
Just the one. Okay. Okay, so we are refueled.
Frameshift drive charging.
Engage heatsink.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Shwam.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Open system map.
System map.
Close system map.
Closing map.
Engage jump drive.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, how's everyone in the chat doing? I apologise. I've talked a lot about what I wanted to talk about. I haven't really asked you guys how you're all doing. You know, we advertised the t-shirts and I spoke about Five Nights and you know, that led on to YouTube and the effect of viewer jumps and all that kind of crap, which you probably weren't massively interested in, but I got distracted and enjoyed talking about it, so I talked about it. But how are you guys doing? How is everyone in the chat? Just sit down. Got a nice saber figure at Otacon over the weekend. A saber figure? What be one of those then?
Charging.
Loki, get down. That isn't down. Look. Look at them.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
I apologise, I don't know what that is. I saw a Facebook link or something from Kotaku that mentioned Fate Stay the other day. I don't know other than that. I do apologise. It's a bit of a dead region, this one. Nothing really to explore. Engage jump drive.
Fuel scooping.
Preparing for jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
We gonna explode.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
6 astronomical objects. That's what I like to see. So is it an anime? I'm guessing. Originally a visual novel, but yes. Okay. Might have to make a note of that one. Ooh, let's stop the wild spinning. I'll just make a note on my phone quickly. My phone behaves. What am I doing? Yeah, let's put it in there. Excuse me, slow down. And is it like that? It's fate/stay. Yeah, I think the last kind of anime manga thing I tried to watch was it was called like Knights of Sidonia or something. It was a space mechy combat-y type one, but it was set on a space station. They tried to make it not realistic, but within the realms of reality kind of thing. So it was like, rather than being this impervious space station that was perfect in every way, you know, it had a slum area, it had starvation and fuel issues, and it was kind of Battlestar Galactica crossed with Gundam, and that was pretty cool. But I never got around to actually finishing it off, which was a shame. Cool, did actually get the scan finished on that one. Don't know why we didn't say that. And I did download, I managed to get hold of the first episode of Tokyo Ghoul, and that looked like it could have been good, but again, never actually followed it up. That's what I tend to do. I hear these animes and mangas and stuff through Kotaku generally. Every now and then I hear one through someone that I know, and I'll watch the pilot and then be like, yeah, that looks pretty cool, and then never actually chase it up. I still haven't watched Attack on Titan. Or is it Attack on Titan? Can't remember now. The really popular one, whatever it's called. I've still not checked it out. Big O. I really enjoyed, like, the only kind of anime that I really sat down and watched was the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball. I've watched through all of those pretty much, and Full Metal Alchemist as well. I really enjoyed. Actually, sat and watched that with the missus, who enjoyed it as well. But yeah, that was a good series. Oh, don't worry, Dragon. Like I say, I've watched through Dragon Ball. I'm fully aware that you can't judge it off of like 1 or 2 episodes. I remember with Dragon Ball, you'd have like 5 episodes back to back where they would just, it spanned like 5 minutes of actual in-universe time, and it was just them talking and explaining the move they were going to do 6 episodes down the line. So yeah, I'm fully aware that you need to give them a little bit of time every now and then. I absolutely love Full Metal Alchemist. I keep meaning to rewatch it, but there's now like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, isn't there? Which is a redone version of it. They've kind of jiggled the episodes about a bit and lopped some out and added in some bits, and so I don't know whether to rewatch FMA or whether to watch Brotherhood. And Inuyasha, I haven't heard of that one. It doesn't ring a bell anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure I like the green heads-up display in game. I might have to switch it up for kind of a reddy purple. Oh, so Brotherhood is close to the manga, or the first was before the manga. Right, okay. So Brotherhood will, in theory, be the better one to watch. It's been long enough that I can't completely remember FMA, so if I don't think I'll have an issue watching Brotherhood because I don't remember FMA completely off by heart. So I'm not going to be sat there comparing the two, really. I'll probably try and watch Brotherhood. And I don't know Ranma. Like I say, my knowledge of mangas and stuff goes as far as FMA and Dragon Ball. I say mangas, you know, manga, anime type stuff. I've watched FMA, I've watched Dragon Ball, I've watched Akira, I've watched Blood, the First Vampire, I've watched Vampire Hunter D, kind of the original one, not the extra bits. I have started Knights of Sidonia. I've watched a little bit of Gundam. I've watched Gundam Seed Destiny and a little bit of Gundam Wing. I've watched Guyver. That was pretty awesome. And that's pretty much my knowledge of anime and manga. So I know of some others. Like I said, I know of Attack on Titan. I know of things like Afro Samurai, that kind of thing as well. I'm aware of them, but I've never checked them out. Most recent anime manga approach is Rinne. I will have to bookmark that one as well. How do you... This is going to sound like a really stupid question. How do you watch these? Do you buy the DVDs and box sets and stuff, or do you stream them?
Frameshift drive charging.
And if it's the latter, are you able to PM me a link? Please. Right, so it's Renee.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, and dash any. No, not Romby. Stupid autocorrect. And Ranma. Right, that's those two added as well. Oh, I need to add Inuyasha. Okay. Seven new astronomical objects. I should probably start out with this one. Stream usually, sometimes it's on CN or something. I don't have access to CN unfortunately. Crunchyroll is a good place to look. See, I recognise that site. Again, never checked it out, but I recognise it. They're streaming Renee as it goes up, and it's a semi-official site for subs. Oh, okay. I will bookmark Crunchyroll. Yeah, we're going to overshoot this. I was distracted typing away on my note. Oh no, we got away with it. Just a quick hello to everyone in the channel. Thank you very much for hanging out. Feel free to get involved in the current conversation if you wish. If not, feel free to ask any questions or just, you know, shout out something random if you want, or by all means feel free to sit back and lurk and just enjoy what's going on. Just thank you very much for coming and hanging out. It's very much appreciated, whether you are lurking or chatting or whatever you're doing. Just thank you for choosing to hang out here. Don't forget, we have got a t-shirt campaign running at the moment. There's about 9 days left on that, so if you do want to get yourself a limited edition beanie hat t-shirt, let me drop the link in the chat for you now. Fish and nuggies. It is indeed random. Can't hold that one against you. Original run was early 90s. Yeah, it's a little bit before me, unfortunately. Well, not before me, but like before my knowledge of, well, TV for one. Being born in '87 and whatnot. But yeah, I've checked out a few that have been recommended to me over the years. You know, stuff like Guyver. I checked out when I originally moved out from my mum and dad's. One of the guys that I moved in with recommended Guyver and gave me kind of a copy of the series, so I checked that out, and that was pretty awesome. I need to watch that again, actually. thinking about it. Also, the same guy who gave me Invader Zim and introduced me to Invader Zim, which is absolutely amazing. I know it's not really anime or manga, but it's just brilliant. Can't go wrong with Ger. He is absolutely amazing. We're closing in on that 2,000 follow mark. It's going to be a huge milestone for the channel. You know, I'm excited that we are nearing such a big milestone for the channel. But I'm primarily excited for that treat stream application. Hitting 2,000 follows, we can apply for treat stream, which, as I've said, will probably never ever get used. But just be able to sign up to something like that, and the possibility of it randomly happening is just brilliant. I love the idea of that. There'll definitely be a 24-hour stream. It may well have some kind of theme, I'm not sure. But yeah, there'll definitely be a 24-hour stream. But yeah, past that, I haven't really thought about it yet. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, the last 24-hour stream we did, it was to raise money for special effects, but we did 20... Essentially, we did kind of a donation goal for I Want to Be the Guy. So we started out at the start of the stream playing I Want to Be the Guy, and then every hour we had to get a certain amount of money donated. Obviously, the money went straight to the charity. But yes, every hour we needed to hit a minimum amount raised, and then we would play another hour. We ended up playing I Want to Be the Guy for 20 hours straight. We finished the game in one sitting. Like, it's the first time I played it, and we finished it, like I say, within 20 hours. But yeah, that was pretty intense. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so I don't know what we'll be doing next. I'm not gonna do 24 hours of I Want to Be the Boshi, because I will go insane. He says, I'm sure it will be suggested, and I probably will actually consider it when it does get suggested, but I'm telling myself now it's not going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of open to suggestions in regards to a theme, or, you know, if anyone has any recommendations or requests of games to play during a 24-hour stream, then by all means message me them, and I will start making a list now. And we've still got about 200 followers before we consider setting a date and stuff for a 24-hour stream. It can be a day of playing 30 minutes of suggestions. See, that could work. I'll be up for considering that and working out the logistics of how to run something like that. But yeah, you know, I'm open to suggestions for it. You know, I want it to be something you guys are going to enjoy as well. Yeah, we might do a little bit of fundraising maybe, but it's not going to be a a fundraising stream. If that makes sense. Loki, if you want to sit on my lap, sit on my lap. If you don't, go away. Stop jumping back and forth. It's annoying. But yeah, Dragon, that's definitely something I'll consider. I don't mind it so much when she jumps up and she just sits down, but she's being really awkward tonight. Oh yeah, you're just not settling. And you keep trying to stand on the desk. You know you're not allowed to stand on the desk because you insist on sitting on the keyboard or jumping on the power button on the PC. For those who don't know, the case that I've got, the power button and the reset button is on the top of the desk, on the top of the case. So when she jumps on top of the case, she lands on the power button. That, and you know, it's a cat on top of the case. Yeah, not the best way to wake up, definitely. It's not even that I don't want her, it's just she's not settling, that's the problem. I've got no problem with her just sitting on my lap, staying still and just getting comfy. That's quite nice. It's, you know, every 5 minutes she's getting up and jumping off, and then she'll run around for 5 minutes and come back and meow at me and want to sit on my lap again. That's what's frustrating.
Frameshift drive charging.
Just wanted to grab a quick screenshot of the load up to a jump, just because. I said one astronomical object then. Oh yeah, over the keyboard. Yeah, she doesn't do that too often. I think because I'm, you know, whenever she tends to jump on the desk, I tend to get her straight off again. So she doesn't really have the opportunity to sit on the keyboard, but I'm sure she would if she could. Hey you, how's it going, buddy? Long time no see. Hey Sausage, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Unlucky dragon. And you, unlucky buddy. Rigged. Alright, you no worries, buddy. That looks pretty cool. I like how when you change the colour for the heads-up display, it actually changes the glow and everything else as well. So like now, if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, like all the way over there, you've got the glow on the warning symbol, like the warning sign, that's actually coming from the heads-up display. It's not just like a palette change on the image for the HUD. It does actually affect the general lighting for the scene. It's like there, it lights up the floor panel and stuff. I just think it's pretty nice touch. Hey Kira, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the channel. Finished up gaming, got chili and rice. Nice, that does sound good. Can't go wrong with chili and rice. Tune in for some laid back entertainment. That's what we specialise in over here. Do hope it's going well, buddy. Reasonably productive. A little man's come down with a cold in the last kind of 24 hours, so last night was really difficult. He just couldn't get to sleep, so we were up late and awake early. Obviously I stay at home and look after him most days during the week, so we had a chilled out day today. We kind of sat and had some cuddles and watched some films and just chilled out in the house, which helped, you know, managed to get some sleep during the day. But yeah, wasn't productive in that I got much done, but it was productive in that I feel better for it at the end of the day. It was one of those productive days. Oh yeah, first day back after a week off, that's never good. But yeah, Claire, my missus, is the same. At her job, if she has a week off, she comes back afterwards and she's got like 100 emails to answer on the Monday morning. Yeah, Elite Dangerous. We started up again this time last week. Yeah, as you say, before that, the last time I played it, we jumped in and there was a bounty reward that I managed to pick up for like 18 million credits or something stupid. I basically spent all of that money buying this ship, which is an ASP, which is one of the better rated ships for exploration, which is what we're doing. So I bought the ship outright. My fighter ship is docked, ready for me to come back to after we do this exploration run. So yeah, I bought this outright. It cost me like 6 million credits just for the ship. And I've decked it out completely for exploration. So we've got like the best jump drive, the best thrusters. We've taken off the armor, we've taken out all of the weapons, so I'm completely unarmed. We've added in some shields so that if I do get in trouble, I've got enough shields to keep me alive whilst my jump drive charges up to run away. But yeah, literally, there's no cargo rack. We've upgraded the fuel tank, so it is just a jump ship. But yeah, we're traveling about 500 light years in total, just exploring everything that we come across. Hoping to find something new, but it's unlikely given the range that we're jumping between. Like I said, we're only kind of going 500 light years out from where I started, so it's unlikely we're gonna find anything that hasn't been found before. But we can cross our fingers and hope. But I am enjoying the exploration side of things. This is the first time I've really kind of had a look at it. Before this, we've been primarily bounty hunting and a very minor amount of trading in between bounty hunts. So this is the first proper exploration run we've been on. As I say, we're only kind of going 500 light years out from where we started, so it's not a barely anything type distance. You know, a lot of jumps are kind of 10, 15, 20,000 light years. So, like I say, not in a position where we're probably going to find anything that hasn't been found before. But 500 light years seemed like a good distance to go for a first play around with exploration. It's far enough to really get a feel for it, but not too far that if I do get 500, then I'm only kind of halfway to where I wanted to go and need to turn around.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, we're stocking up all of the discoveries and stuff, so when we do get back to a base, we've got lots to hand back in to try and get some money.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Both reasons bad now, but still going on. This is better. Hey you, how's it going, buddy? Just got back from vacation out of the country, got my phone stolen. It's a bit sucky, do apologise for that. 26 new astronomical objects. Yeah, see, that's the thing. So I would love to go far enough to find something that hasn't been found before. You know, to put my name on something, preferably an Earth-like, just because that's where the big money is. But yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do that as my first exploration jump. I wanted to do a sensible distance that I can return from quite easily. So I kind of set 500 light years. We are heading to a nebula. If I show you on the map, actually, galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
So we started out. Where was it? There you go. So we started out over here. So this is where we started. So that's where my combat ship is currently docked. So we've already travelled. We've probably done like 30, 35 jumps. We've still got this distance to travel, but we are heading down to this nebula down here. So this is where we're heading, right into the middle of this nebula. As I say, it's kind of one of the closer nebulas to where we started out, so I'm not expecting there to be anything undiscovered, but it seemed like an interesting place to head to as a first exploration trip, so that's why we're going.
Fuel scooping.
Oh god, here we go. Yeah. It's not rigged, promise. But yeah, Akira, I think that's the problem, is I can, like, having done this, like I said, I had no idea whether I was going to really enjoy exploration or not. Which is another reason why I didn't want to set myself a horrendously long distance to cover. However, having done this short trip, I am enjoying it. And I could fully see myself kind of heading back, handing in all the things I've found so far, and then heading back out again on a much further distance voyage. You know, really kind of pushing out, maybe go a couple of thousand.
View disengaged.
Bubblegum pop. Oh, that does sound good. Remember Panda Pops when I was at school? Like proper Panda Pops. Not the new kind of sugar-free, fat-free, E-number-free Panda Pops, but proper old school Panda Pops. They were good. Remember they had a candy floss one, and they had them at school. It was when I was in kind of upper school and sixth form. Yeah, 25p a bottle for what was essentially 95% E-numbers and 5% lemonade. They were amazing. You like the t-shirt avatar? The t-shirt is absolutely awesome. Okay, the avatar is going to become a staple of the channel. We're going to essentially, I don't know how much of this you already know, so I apologise if you already know all of this, but I'm going to tell you what's going on. My sister-in-law studied graphic design at uni, and she is now working for a graphic design firm. But she has very kindly offered to rebrand my channel for me, which she's doing in her spare time. She's kind of doing little bits here and there. But one of the first things she's done is create the avatar. And immediately, as soon as she sent me them through, like I spoke to her about it back at Christmas, and said, you know, she's offered to do it off of her own back, completely free. So I've stressed from the get-go, you know, only do it when you have spare time, and if it takes you a year, it takes you a year. You know, I'm in no way going to rush her for it because she's offered to do it for free. So I'll take what I get. And yeah, she sent me the avatars through about 2-3 weeks ago, just as an initial design. It's like, you know, what do you think of these? And I absolutely love it. Like, the avatar dude is so awesome. So immediately I needed to do something with it, so we put the t-shirts together. And yeah, I absolutely love the t-shirt design. Like, she sent me an initial batch through, and I put those onto a t-shirt. But she messaged me about 2 days after the campaign went live and said, "Oh, are you putting these onto a t-shirt?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, is that alright? You know, do you want any kind of yeah, do you want a chip of whatever we get from the sales and stuff?" And she was like, "Oh no, not that." She said, you know, the quality of the image that I sent you isn't ideal for high quality prints. It is a basic kind of screen grab type image. So she went off, and the next day she sent me updated images for the 4 avatar styles that she's done so far, and was like, "These are much higher quality, put this on the t-shirt instead." So the image as you see it now on the t-shirt is kind of the high quality version, and it does look a lot better compared to what it was. But yeah, like on the intro screen now, and on an away screen as well, there is the little avatar dude. Like, if I switch to it quickly, there you go. So that's him on there. And that should cycle through as well. That should be, there you go. There's 4 different images. Engine's full. Engine's full. Engine's 100%.
100% now, sir.
So yeah, there's 4 different images, which are pretty awesome. And we have 2 emotes in the channel as well now. If you're on if you're running Better Twitch TV on your browser, we have 2 custom emotes, which are pretty awesome. And they're just 2 of the little images that she put together for me as emote sizes as well. So there's Beanie Sad with a capital S and Beanie Yay with a capital Y. Both of those are emotes for this channel. A couple of other casters have been very kind enough to share to use in theirs as well. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. There you go. So those are the emotes. But yeah, they're not visible in normal Twitch chat. They're not visible on mobile. You need to be running the better TTV browser extension, as it's that extension that has enabled us to use them. So normally the emotes are reserved for partner channels, which we are not at yet. I'd love to be there, but we're not there yet. As such, we've gone through better TTV, who have enabled us to do them. But yeah, we have got a few other emotes being worked on at the moment as well. Yeah, we've got a few other emotes that are being worked on at the moment, which is pretty awesome. Basically, BTTV allows us to have 5. So we've got the Beanie Yay and the Beanie Sad. There should be a Beanie Love one coming soon as well, which is a little love heart emote. And there will be a Stormtrooper one as well to coincide with Trooper Tuesdays. And then that kind of leaves us one more as well. So that'll be our 5, assuming they all come through. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome. And yes, Akira, the money you donated did go towards a PS4. Essentially, it's a bit of an awkward one. I already have the PS4, but I bought it on credit. I'm in the process of paying it off, but any assistance I can get in paying it off is massively appreciated, and that's what donations are going towards until the start of September, when I either need to have paid it off or I need to sell it to get the money to pay it off. So it's a bit of an awkward one. But yeah, that's where any donations are going towards. Had a little update to my Star Citizen client. Feels a lot smoother in game, but still no content. That's unfortunate. I don't know a huge amount about Star Citizen, to be honest. Like, I only found out about this really when Scum streamed it. What was I about to type in? I was about to type in something. Oh, that was it. There we go. That's for the £10 you donated the other day. Exactly. Until then, you know, until the start of September, I have a PS4. Like I say, hopefully I'll be able to pay it off, and I'll be able to keep the PS4. But if I can't, I do need to like trade in the PS4 to CEX or somewhere like that to get the cash to pay off the credit at the store I bought it from. You know, it's not a case of I need to pay it off or I'm in trouble, but after 12 months they start adding on the interest, and it's like 30% a month or something stupid. So it's not worth having it after that if I've not paid it off, because I'll end up paying off like triple the amount of what it actually cost me. So yeah, you might have spotted it just then. If not, when we go to the away screen at the end, it tells you how many days are left. I think it's like 35 days left to pay it off or something. 1 week after I got to play with firework mortars, 3, 6 and 9 inch shells. Nice. A big cake of 153 mortars for over 30 seconds. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I hope you got some videos or photos or something. If not, I'm disappointed. Yeah, paying bills sucks, buddy. Enjoy being young and bill free whilst you can. Once you start having to pay rent and like phone bills and electric and gas and water and council tax and all that kind of crap, it just all gets kind of painful. So yeah, enjoy not having them. And you, in response to your question, sorry, in the corner, I'm assuming you mean on the top corner of the monitor. Let me see if I can find him. There we go. He's not actually on there at the moment because he keeps being knocked off, but this is what it is. It's a little puppy dog. He's been on the corner of my monitor for God knows how long. Yeah, it's literally just a little puppy teddy that he just sits on the top corner of my monitor. Just kind of hangs on. And Hooker Bills. Hey Shaunders, welcome to the channel, buddy. And Akira, yeah, pretty much. That's on a good month. If you're left with half your money, you're doing better than we are. So that's all the moons that you can see there from looking at it. Stop. Enjoy being bill free if you have money. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that does suck that you lost your phone, especially on holiday. Just really crappy luck. You know, if I could offer kind of anything to help chip in towards a new phone, I would. But ironically, you'd probably have to donate to me to give me money to donate back to you to help with your phone. It's not really that useful. We'd end up losing money because of PayPal taking their cut in the middle. Why I say green? I just fancied changing from the orange, to be honest. So I went kind of bright green. I saw a screenshot on the Facebook group for Elite Dangerous earlier on today and thought the green looks pretty awesome. But now I'm actually using it. I'm not too keen on it. I think I might have to switch for kind of a reddy purple. I was a bit bored of the orange, to be honest. I've used the mobile since I was 14. I'm now 28. See, I've always had a mobile since I was about 14, but I mostly use it for games. Rarely make calls on it. I don't even text that much anymore. You know, I kind of sit on Facebook when I'm on the loo, and I have a few games that I play. Like right now, I've got Elite running on here, but when I'm travelling in between the planets and stuff, I'm sat playing a game called Tap Titans, which is... don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. It's not going to show it overly well because of the green. But yeah, it's literally just one of these kind of passive games where it does a lot of the work for you when you're not playing. But it is just this. It's like you start off with your one little dude in the middle and you kill monsters by tapping on the screen. And once you kill so many and you earn enough money, you can hire other heroes that attack automatically, and then when you're not actually sat playing it, the heroes that are attacking automatically still attack, and you come back a couple of hours later and you've got more money to spend, and you buy more heroes and you do more damage and you go up levels and you unlock more stuff and they do more damage and you kill more things and you unlock more heroes, and you rinse and repeat. It's a very repetitive game, but it's ideal for someone like me who doesn't get a lot of chance to actually play games on his phone. Like I say, it means I can sit on the loo for 30 seconds and just check in and grab my money and come off. But yeah, it's quite fun. I like how you center of the screen. Yeah, originally I was over here. I was kind of sat covering the ship display, and then I realised I was covering the ship display and you couldn't see where my energy settings were and what my shields were like. So I thought, oh, you know what, let's put myself in the middle. Let's be all important. I'm quite enjoying being in the middle, actually. And it matches up with something that I read on Reddit a few months ago as well. Because I've started actually, you know, looking at Reddit every now and then. And I checked out a page that was regarding hints for new people casting and what's going to make them more likely to be visited by people scrolling through the channel page. And one of the things that was flagged up that I hadn't actually considered was if you have your camera in the bottom right hand of the screen, like bottom right corner of the screen, so over where the ChrisAkira watermark is, if you have it over there, then when people are scrolling through the games list and the channel list, chances are, if you've got a webcam on, you're going to be covered up by the box that says what game you're playing, which isn't a massive deal, but a lot of people who are on Twitch now as viewers look for channels with webcams on. So if you're over in the right hand corner and you've got the box telling what game you're playing over your webcam, people are going to think you haven't got a webcam. And because people want to just go to where they want to go, they're not going to come into your channel and see whether you have actually got one under that mark. They just go, well, no, see it. And I hadn't considered that before, but when it was pointed out, it was like, oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. And since then I've tried to be in either the bottom left corner or, like this game where it works, in the middle. Is that in reference to this mobile game I'm playing? Is that what you're talking about in terms of needing interesting games? But yeah, being in the centre at the bottom works quite well for this game, because you can still see like my speed, and you can still see the ship temperature, so you can see if I'm about to explode. You can still see like the planet that I'm targeting, and you can see my ship and the shield and my hull damage and that kind of thing. The only thing you're missing is the minimap, but to be honest, the minimap does very little in this game anyway, so it works quite well. Hey Sterile Sloth, welcome to the channel. I do believe you are a new visitor, so thank you very much for coming in and checking out the channel. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. If you wish to lurk, that is completely fine. If you want to get involved with the chat, then by all means go ahead and get involved with the chat. And obviously, if you love what you see, please consider hitting that lovely purple follow button down below the video. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, if I'm going to play a game on PC or on console, then I want it to be interesting and difficult and challenging, and you know, have a solid storyline to it, and make me want to come back and keep playing it. But for the sake of, you know, the 5 minutes that I have on my mobile here and there, games like that don't really work, which is why something like this silly tap game works quite well. Oh, is it up there? I do apologise. Wherever the follow button is for you, somewhere in the massive screen and game and stuff, the button labelled follow, whatever colour it is for you, please consider hitting it if you are enjoying the channel. Your follow button's blue. Well, Sean does. You're just awkward. That's why we love you, but you're just awkward. And it's white on mobile. I did not know it was white on mobile. See, on my console, like on the PS4, I've started playing Bloodborne again. I made a new character and started up a new game. and I'm loving that again. Like playing it through from a new character. Yeah, I'm really loving that game again. I forgot just how difficult it was. But I'm trying to go through and kind of finish off the storyline missions, or the the side missions that I missed last time for whatever reason. Alright, where's this one? In this direction. Sterile, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Beanie Hatters. Thank you so much for hitting that white follow button. It's very much appreciated. Turn the chair around, it'll look like I'm actually flying the ship. Yeah, I need to do that now. And it's going to take me a little while to get over to this planet as well. But let's slow down a touch just so I don't randomly get there. I'm going to turn around for a minute. What is this? That'll work? Hang on, let me shuffle over this way a little bit. There we go. Perfect. You die happy now. So now what would be awesome is if I could get my old webcam set up over in this direction somewhere. Maybe like on top of the rail for the green screen, and have it pointing at the back of my head so I could put that there instead. Because that way I could still see and play, but I could just have, like, what you just saw as the captured webcam, but I could be sat playing and see what I'm doing. That'd be pretty awesome. Voice command. I have indeed got voice commands. What's your name?
I am known by the many simply as Astra. The name is formulated from an acronym. In other words, I'm an artificial speech text response application, or Astra.
Thank you. Activate autopilot. I need coffee. You gotta go. Alright, Sterile. Well, thank you very much for swinging by. Thank you for hitting that follow button as well. Very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the very brief channel experience that you got. And yeah, hopefully you'll come back again when you get a chance. Then the effect is ruined because there's no green screen. How do you mean, sorry? If I had the camera... Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean. I've caught up now. Like I say, long 24 hours. Make you buy this game. This is one of those games, unfortunately, Ace, that you kind of really have to decide for yourself. All I can... I want to live it so bad, but I don't know enough. Okay, well, I can tell you what my experiences have been. Firstly, the most important thing that you need to know about this game is that it just drops you in. There are external tutorials that you can do from the main menu. There's YouTube videos that are linked from the tutorials in game. that teach you how to dock and how the movement controls work and how the combat works as a basic. But there is no hand holding once you're in the game. You hit new game, it puts you in a ship on a station, and that's it. There's no tutorial missions, there's no this is what you should do first. So if you want it to hold your hand, you're going to be disappointed. However, if like myself you enjoy the fact it's just going to drop you in and say get on with it, then you're off to a good start. The first thing I did was I started it off whilst I was streaming it, so I had a little bit of help from the viewers at the time. But one of the first things I did was a few trading missions just to get used to the actual flight mechanics. So I jumped into the station menu. There was a basic trade mission where it basically gave you the stuff to take and said go to this other station. Spent 10 minutes working out how to actually take off and get out of the station, another 10 minutes working out how to target the system I needed to go to hand in the trade items, and then managed to get to that station, hand in the quest and come back. All in all, from going into the menu to getting back and handing it in, probably took about an hour, and that was literally a 2 jump distance. Since then I've done a lot of kind of bounty hunting, combat type gameplay, both solo and within a wing, so with a few other people, in kind of a private group. The combat is very fast paced, it's very unforgiving. If you go up against stronger ships, you're going to know about it straight away. There's always that kind of tension when you go into a combat situation, because if you get blown up, it's going to dump you back at the last station you were at, and it's going to make you rebuy your ship. So one thing you need to do is make sure you can always afford to rebuy your ship. It does tell you how much that will be. So for this particular ship I'm in at the moment, as you can see there is a rebuy cost, which is here. So to rebuy my current ship is 800,000 credits, and I have 1.6 million. So should I need to, I can afford to rebuy my ship twice. The ship that I was actually using for combat cost closer to around about 3 million credits to rebuy. So depending on what you're built for, the components you've got in your ship, all that kind of stuff varies how much it's going to cost. The ship it starts you out in is very cheap. It is the bottom of the bottom. It's literally enough to take off, fly around and land again. Combat wise, you could get into combat situations with it, but you're going to struggle going up against anything bigger than your own ship. But having said that, it costs nothing to replace it. It's literally, you could keep just crashing it and crashing it and crashing it, and you probably never run out of credits. Which is great, because one of the first things you're probably going to do whilst trying to work out the flight mechanics is crash into the station you start off in, and die and have to restart. So that's, thank you very much for the follow, Jace, thank you. One of the first things that I was told when I loaded the game up, before I even got into the game itself, was not to be afraid of crashing the first ship. You probably will crash it. You probably will crash it into the station you start in whilst you try and get out of said station. Before you even get into space, you're probably going to blow up. But don't be afraid of that, because your ship is next to nothing to replace. The flight controls, obviously depending what you're using to play, I'm using keyboard and mouse, and haven't really tweaked the key bindings. they're pretty much clustered together in a good way. You know, all of your movement and speed and throttle and rotation controls are together. So, you know, WASD is accelerate, brake, turn left, turn right. You've got Q and E, which rotate your ship. You've got R and F, which increase and decrease altitude. So that's all within the same kind of region. Tab is your boost. I believe it's X kills the engines, and yeah, that's pretty much your basic movement. You use the mouse to change your pitch and rotation. But I mean, the best thing to do, like, once you get out into space, so once you clear the first station, is before you do anything else, just spend, you know, 5-10 minutes literally just working out how to fly. It's the best advice I can give you. One thing I would suggest, if, say, let's say you do that, you know, you load up the game, you get out of the station, and you have a bit of a play around with the flight controls, and you enjoy it. One thing I would suggest, I personally would recommend it, having used without and with, is look into getting the voice software. Basically, are you, oh wait, before I say this, are you on Xbox or are you on PC? Because that will obviously massively vary whether this is a relevant conversation to have with you or not. I'm going to keep talking as if you're on PC just to negate the delay between me saying that and you hearing it. On PC you can download a program called Voice Attack, which you can use for anything. You know, it's not just for the game. You can allocate custom commands to do anything from interact with games to opening up a music playlist, or, you know, opening up a program, or just as a voice recognition software tool. It links into this game very well. If you wanted to get the program, you can download voice packs, which basically come with a load of preset commands, and we're talking like thousands of preset commands, which do everything from changing your energy allocation for your ship. So over here you've got the ship image with the shields, and then to the right of that you've got the 3 vertical bars. That's my energy allocation. So at the moment I've got 2 points on my system, which is shields. I've got 4 on engine, which is my acceleration, and then I've got none on weapons because I have no weapons in this ship. In order to change those manually, you have to use the arrow keys, and you've got left, up and right, and depending which ones you hit, it moves the blips around. It's not so bad when you're doing this kind of thing where you are just flying around, but if you're in the middle of a combat situation and you're chasing an enemy, you want all your power to engines, but then as soon as you get close enough you want to put all your power to weapons so your weapons fire longer without overheating. But then if you're on the defensive, you want to put all your energy into shields so that you're not taking as much damage, and you know, you want to kind of mix them around as and when you go. If you're in the middle of a firefight, you're going to be trying to accelerate, decelerate and move around with the WASD area, as well as trying to, you know, rotate and get out of the way with the mouse, and then you've got to faff about with the arrow keys as well. That's one of the big benefits I found of having the voice software, is that if I wanted to, I could do the mouse and keyboard side of things, and then I could just tell the voice software to reallocate the energy. So if I say something along the lines of power to weapons,
Power to weapons.
it shifts all my power over to weapons. If I say power to engines,
Diverting power to requested system.
it puts my power to engines. You know, so it just takes the hassle out of having to not only move your ship and try not to get blown up, but reallocating the system resources around at the same time. There's lots of other little bits as well. You know, there's some silly little bits that are just there for kind of immersion's sake. So you can actually talk to the AI, you can ask questions about commodities that you can trade and systems that you come up to. You can ask her silly questions, yeah, general bits and pieces like that. You can get her to engage hyperdrives and hyper jumps and that kind of thing, rather than having to press keys. And a lot of it is just to make life simpler. It's all stuff you can do within the game anyway. It's just whether you want to be kind of jumping around the keyboard to press all the different keys, or if you want to just be able to say a command and it do it, which is only something you can decide. Now, saying all this, you know, obviously that kind of immersion interaction does come with a cost. I'm in the UK, so I'm going to say it in pounds, like pound sterling. The voice software, there is a free version, but if you want to make the most of the voice interaction for the game, you do need to buy the licensed version, which I believe was about £5. And then you need to actually buy the voice pack itself, which was about £10. Now, the voice pack, like I say, the one that I went for is called Astra. She has 1600 commands roundabout, and it is everything from, you know, changing my acceleration speed and the power to my engines, to changing my power allocation, to putting my landing gear down, to turning the lights on the ship on. Yeah, I can ask her questions about commodities. So I could ask her something along the lines of, what is coffee?
It's a small brown bean containing caffeine, picked from plantations on Earth, used commonly in a beverage, sometimes food.
And she tells you stuff like that. So like I say, a lot of the commands are based around what you're doing. A lot of them are just random stuff for that level of immersion. Yeah, it's not stuff that's going to help you fly, but when you're doing stuff like this, where a lot of it is just flying from point to point and it's not the most interesting thing to do, you could sit and have just a silly conversation with your AI. Depending what voice pack you go for, they vary. Like I say, Astra is a bit more of a serious one. Oh crap, I didn't actually want to do that. I wanted to use my phone. Shit. Please don't bug out. Thank you. Right, I wonder if this command is still running. No, it's not. Bear with me a second. No, it's actually not. Okay. What have we got? Well, that one. There we go. So that there is a link for all of the voice packs. That's the website you're going to be looking for. There is everything. You know, like I say, the one that I'm using at the moment is a little bit more of a serious one. But you have some voiced by Brian Blessed. You've got one that's voiced by Holly from Red Dwarf, Tom Baker from Doctor Who. You know, there's just everything. There you go, Norman Lovett, who did Holly and Red Dwarf. You can go for a more Vulcan one, so it actually has some Star Trek references within the commands. Yeah, there's a lot depending on how you want your ship to be, essentially. It is completely down to how you want your ship to be. Whilst I'm doing this, let me just find the voice attack website for you as well. So So Voice Attack is the program. Like I say, there is a free version. They recommend downloading the free version just to test it's actually going to work and make sure it's compatible with your PC. To buy the full version is $8 US. And then the voice packs are, so Astra was £6 UK. So that's probably going to be about $10, somewhere around there. But yeah, you can ask her lots and lots and lots of stuff. Let me see if I can find one of the silly commands quickly. Astra random command. Yeah, see, some of them don't work. But yeah, so that's the clacking sound. That is the guinea pigs at the back of the room drinking from their water bottle. There we go. But yeah, one of the final thing about the voice commands, one of the main ones that I use is the request docking command. Now, to request docking normally, you have to approach a station and then you have to press 1 on the number line to bring up this screen. Then you have to scroll across to contacts using E, and then you have to press space on the station, and then you have to scroll down to request docking and press space again, and then come out of the menu, all before you crash into the station. If you've got the voice commands, once you're within range of the station, which is 7.5 kilometers, you can just say request docking and she does all that for you. You don't have to press anything else. She goes into the menu, she selects request docking, she drops back out again, job done. That's one of the most commonly used that I use, just because it's so much easier. And like I say, that's the big thing with the voice commands, is it's all stuff you can do anyway. It just makes it so much easier. And let's face it, it's pretty awesome to be playing a game like this and having an actual AI that actually does something. It's all well and good having one that's just going to spout random commands at you, but to actually interact with the game is pretty awesome, let's face it. Exactly, and like I say, I loaded this up on stream. The first time I played this was on stream. I played it for one night, so my streams tend to be around about 3-4 hours. So the first night I loaded it up, I worked out how to fly, I got my ship out of a station, I did a very brief trading mission, and then I wrapped up the stream. After that stream, the first thing I did was go and download the voice attack program, and worked out, with the help of a caster called Scum, worked out how to set up the voice commands. And the second stream, the next night, I loaded into the game, and immediately the game was so much nicer to play, so much more immersive because you've got the voice commands. Just everything about it felt better. And I haven't played this game without the voice commands on since. And on top of that, the game looks fantastic. I prefer Chewy. That's the thing, like I say, that speaking about Spock, there is a Vulcan one. I don't know how much they've modelled it on Spock, but there is a voice pack that is a Vulcan voice pack. This one actually has references to Vulcans in it. So if I say this command, are you Vulcan?
I am the result of a Vulcan mind meld with an artificial intelligence, complicit with Vulcan traditions and arguably more efficient. However, I do not practice the many rituals associated with Vulcans. It would be illogical. This is because I do not have to consider controlling my emotions. I simply don't have them.
So yeah, as I say, a lot of the commands are useful in-game stuff. Some of them are just silly. I'm pretty sure this voice pack has some commands related to Stephen Hawking as well, but I can't remember them off the top of my head.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
But yeah, again, you know, some of the shortcut voice commands are things like opening the system map or the galaxy map. If you are in combat, you can target subsystems. Yeah, you can say like next subsystem, and she'll target the next subsystem in the list, whether it be engines or weapons or jump drives and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's all stuff, like I say, that if you wanted to target a different subsystem in combat, you'd have to again open up the one menu, go over to sub-targets, select the sub-target from the list of about 20 different subsystems, target it, and then come back out. Or with the voice command, you just say next sub-target, and it does it. So, you know. But yeah, I would recommend the voice commands. I would recommend the voice packs. It's an awesome addition. It's brilliant for the immersion side of things as well. It does have its uses. You probably won't regret it if you go for it, but the game is entirely playable without them. As far as I'm aware, it won't actually let you fly directly into a sun, but if you do get too close to any kind of planetary body, it will. So at the moment I'm in kind of hyperspeed. If I get too close to a planetary body, whether it be a planet or a planet's rings or a sun, it will drop me out of hyperspeed and kind of throw me out, or literally throw me out of it, and I'll be spinning randomly. Got to try and balance it out. If you get too close to a star or a sun, your heat will start dramatically increasing. So although you can't fly into it and explode, if you get too close and you can't get away again quick enough, you will overheat very rapidly and you will then explode. I've had it happen once. Kind of the catch with that is that on trips like this, where I'm not really going into stations, I need to refuel along the way. Now, to refuel, you can buy fuel scoops for your ships. And to use a fuel scoop, you need to get close enough to a sun to refuel off of the radiation. So there are times when I'm juggling, kind of getting close enough to refuel effectively and not burning up into a fireball. So that's what's quite fun. And every time you come out of a hyper jump, so this is like hyper speed, if you jump between systems, every time you come out of a jump you will be dropped in front of that system's sun. So very often you kind of come out of a jump and you panic and have to slow down before crashing into the sun. Akira, you can launch Voice Attack just as a desktop app. I haven't got it anymore because I had to reinstall Voice Attack because it screwed over a little bit after an update. But I did have a few custom commands that I put together. It's really easy to do. It's literally just you know, you kind of allocate a command and then you select what you want it to do from drop down boxes pretty much. You know, there's no faffing about with coding and that kind of thing. But yeah, I had a voice command that opened up a music playlist. I had a voice command that opened up Facebook on Google Chrome. You know, it's exactly the same as setting a macro on a keyboard. It's just through a voice command instead, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, as long as you... In fact, I'm pretty sure for things like media controllers and, you know, skipping forward and backwards and play and pause, I'm pretty sure there is kind of a default command list that has that stuff in anyway. Which is pretty awesome. Is gravity a problem in the game? As far as I'm aware, I haven't noticed gravity being a problem. The only way gravity really kind of has any effect is in the sense that the larger the body, the further away you'll drop out of hyperjump, or hyperspeed, sorry. Because obviously it's got a larger mass, so it has more of an effect the further out. But in terms of kind of being able to slingshot around and that kind of thing, that's not really in play at the moment. The game is still far off of being finished in terms of what was promised in the Kickstarter before it came out. I joined quite late, you know, it went through the beta testing, it went through the Kickstarter program and got funded and got released. I probably picked it up about 4 months after it was officially released. But it's still lacking, apparently, a lot of stuff that was promised in the Kickstarter process. Which has a lot of people a bit irate, because there's stuff that was promised would already be in that isn't, and they're now obviously released it on Xbox One, and they're kind of bringing in new content to that isn't in the PC side of things. So it's all a little bit up in the air from that point of view. To be honest, there is more than enough to do as it is. I think one of the big annoyances from people is that it was promised that by now there would be the ability to land on planets and explore planets that way, which is still a long way off. You know, it's not even maybe going to be released yet. I think when that comes into play, you'll probably find that the gravity for the planets will have a more noticeable effect, and you may well be able to do things like slingshot off of planets and go around orbits and that kind of thing. As it is for now, it is what it is. You know, a planetary body is just that. It's something to aim for. If you get too close, it's going to drop you out, but it's not going to be, you won't be able to interact with it. But yeah, like I say, it's something that they're supposed to be bringing in the near future. When it actually happens is a different matter. Okay, my bot chat isn't updating. Bear with me a second. Yeah, my bot isn't updating. Alright, bear with me a second. Let me reload that. Hey, Green Dream, how's it going? I do apologise. As I just said, I was looking at the chat on the bot, and the bot chat wasn't updating anymore. Let me just reload that. Yeah, I do apologise for not acknowledging you before. How are you doing? Feels very much like you're the ship rather than someone in it. Yes. Yeah, without a doubt, that is exactly how it feels. And again, you know, something that seems to be being hinted at is the idea of maybe kind of co-op within the same ship. And what I mean by that is if I... Oh, crap. Bear with me a second. Game's being a bit awkward. There we go. So yeah, what I mean by like co-op in the same ship is that some of the ships, some of the bigger ships, actually have multiple cockpits. You can't see it on this one. But so I'm sat in that top seat there, but just below it there is actually a second kind of cockpit area, which implies that you'd have kind of a pilot and a co-pilot, or you know, a pilot and a gunner, or that kind of thing. I need to poop. It's going to be smelly, so I'm gonna jump off. All right, Akira, thank you very much for hanging out. Very much appreciated. Do take care. Do enjoy your smelly, messy poop, and I will hopefully catch you again sometime soon. Don't forget to get a t-shirt if you want one. Many sheets. No one sheet. What do you mean by hover your ship, sorry? Do you mean just like stop? Or are you meaning something else? That's quite an awesome nebula in the background there. I'll see if I can get an image of that. Grab a screenshot for that. Yeah, so you can just stop. I mean, at the moment, basically when you're in kind of the hyperspeed kind of travel, you are always moving. So the minimum speed you'll go is 30 kilometers a second, which is what I'm doing at the moment, which doesn't look like anything. You're still getting the stars kind of coming past to show that I am moving, but you know, I'm not actually covering any kind of distance anytime soon. But if I drop out of hyperspeed, I can then just stop, and I will be sat in the same spot, going absolutely nowhere. There we go. You can kind of see it a bit better there. This is the two cockpits I was talking about. So I'm sat in the top one there, but just below it, you can just about make out a second seat, which makes you kind of think there's some form of co-op. But as it is, there is no, other than kind of teaming up with other pilots in their own ships, there is no kind of same ship co-op available, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, exactly. The Cobra's got two next to each other. I'm pretty sure the Clipper's got more than one as well.
Frameshift drive charging.
Ace, the updates, I think there's been like 2-3 big updates since I started playing. The latest one was the power play update, which has brought in kind of factions that you can join. And you basically team up with a faction and work towards increasing that faction's hold on the galaxy. You know, by doing combat missions or exploration or various other things. Going from Sidewinder to Eagle to Cobra to Vulture. I went Sidewinder, Cobra, and I think I'm in a Viper at the moment for combat, and then I took part in a community bounty I ended up getting about 18 million credits from, so I then bought this ASP straight out and kitted it out as it was. So I've got a Viper, so a Viper or a Python, I can't remember. I've got that docked where I set off from, ready to go back to for combat, and then yeah, I've got this ASP for exploration. You can see yourself in the ship. It's difficult with the lighting. But yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it there. So I'm sat in the chair. Lights on.
Lights on.
And you know, if I look around the cockpit, then I can see myself, which is pretty awesome. A meal or two in an hour, nice. Are you bounty hunting? Just bounty hunting, yeah. The goal right now is purely exploration. We're heading towards, well, we're heading towards Maya, as you can see there, that way, which is 64 jumps away at the moment. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
So, this is the route we're taking, this orange line that you can see here. This is the route that we're following. We're heading towards this Pleiades Nebula. She's all the way down here. Heading right into the centre of there. That's what we're aiming for. And we started out We started out here, LP 547159. So we've probably done about 25-30 jumps so far to put us down here. So yeah, we've got a long way to go. But yeah, so basically, we've kitted this ship out. We've got the longest range discovery scanner we can get. So basically, when I come out of a jump, I can stop, I can hold the mouse button down, and it just scans for every celestial body in the system. And from there, I've got a long range surface scanner. So I can point at a planet, and once I'm within range, it will scan it for details for me, so I can find out what it's made of, whether it's habitable or not. Just everything about the planet, really. The ideal goal, like I say, the route we're taking is around about 500 light years, which is a pretty reasonable kind of first exploration journey. We're probably not going to find anything that hasn't been found already. People are saying that to start finding planets and systems that haven't been discovered already, you need to go a couple of thousand light years out. We're only going 500, so the chance of us finding something that hasn't been found already is pretty minimal. It might happen, but I'm not holding my breath on it. So at the moment, we're just discovering, just exploring planets, just getting tags on them. That's how you earn the money through exploration. It's just through tagging planets and finding out what's what. My jump range, (33.2 light years), around about. Got 20 with the vulture, nice. And this has, the way this has been kitted out, I just followed a post off of Reddit. But this has no weapons, took out the cargo racking, upgraded the fuel tank from 16 tons to 32. We have the best discovery scanner, the best surface scanner. We added on some shields. The original build said no shields and no weapons, and I thought, screw that shit, we're going to put some shields on this. So I've got kind of the lowest level shields that would work on this ship. So at least if I do get in trouble, I can take a few hits whilst I charge up my jump drive. I've got the largest jump drive we can get. I'm pretty sure we've got the largest thrusters. No, mid thrusters. But yeah, it's built for travelling. Like I say, no weapons whatsoever other than my hull. So if we do end up in trouble, then we're in big trouble. But touch wood, that hasn't happened yet. Oh, we took one of the repair kits as well, whatever they're called. Auto field maintenance unit, took one of those, but we've not used it yet. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Trooper Tuesday is still a thing. It's been a little bit hit and miss recently, just because of sleeping arrangements here with little man and stuff, but it is still a thing. Like I say, we are in the process of getting an emote created that is based solely around Trooper Tuesday as well. So it's still very much a thing. It's definitely a thing that you guys still want to see as well, which is awesome. And it will fit in quite well with a game like this, so definitely more reason to try and remember to do it tomorrow. Yeah, see, I think on my combat ship, I'm pretty sure it's a Python. I want to say it's a Python. We've got the 2 rank 2 slots and 2 rank 3, I think. I've got gimbaled lasers on 2, and I've got gimbaled miniguns on 2. Well, that seems to work quite well. It's pretty effective for the most part, anyway. Oh, by the way, guys, if any of you did want to add me in game, feel free. Commander name should just be ChrisAkira, same as you see in the channel here. Outside of streaming, I don't really get online much, but you know, I'm always going to play in private group whilst I'm streaming. So if you guys did want to jump in, obviously at the moment I'm quite a way out from anywhere near where you start. So, you know, I can't promise there'll be much teaming up, but I'm always open to the idea should the option arise. And especially once I get back from this exploration mission as well, I'll probably do some combat to mix things up a bit. So I'm more than happy to wing up then. Last time I checked, the game was £40, so it's a proper kind of full price game. And obviously if you then wanted to go for the voice command side of things as well, that's another kind of £10–15, depending on what voice pack you want to go for. So you're looking at about £50–60 to get kind of what I would call fully kitted out, with the voice commands as well. And then depending how into the game you get and how kind of customized you want to be, you can buy paint skins for your ships and stuff as well, but they're quite expensive. It's like £5 for a set of 6 paints, but they only apply to one ship for the most part. There are some that count, it's like 1 paint for 3 or 4 different ships. But yeah, you're looking at about £5 for a paint skin. Yeah, £6, $10 for a paint job. So a minor or default, because I'm not going to pay £5 for a paint job on one ship. If it was like, you know, you buy a paint job and it applies for every ship, and it was £1 or £2, you know, $3–4, then I'd be up for it. But it's literally like £6 for 6 paints for one ship, and you probably only want one of those paints. So once you buy it, it's yours, but it will only apply for a certain ship. So if you were to use that paint and then sell the ship, and then in a month's time you buy that ship back again, you would still be able to put that same paint colour on. But there aren't many. I think there's like 2 or 3 that are about £5 or, you know, $8 that will apply for 4 or 5 different ships, but it's only one paint job. There should be an extra for the voice pack. Yeah, no, definitely. Considering, I imagine a lot of PC players use the voice commands. You know, anyone who's wanting to put more time in, like, obviously you're going to get people who buy the game because it looks cool and they play it for an hour or two and hate it because it doesn't hold their hand and it's difficult and it just drops you in. They're probably going to get a refund on it. But people who enjoy the game and want to put time into it, they'll probably get the voice command set up because it's just an awesome addition to the game. So yeah, they could easily kind of side up with the guys who make the voice packs and work out some kind of deal where you get like a custom for the voice commands paint job. Yeah, exactly. The colours and skins, like you say, it's like the amount of people. I'm in. There's like an Elite Dangerous community page on Facebook, and I've joined it, and I rarely post in it, but I obviously see people posting through the day, and the amount of times people are like, oh, you know, I see all these awesome screenshots being taken. How do I look outside my ship? And these are people that are claiming they've played for, you know, tens, if not hundreds of hours, and they don't know how to hit the F1 key. But they're probably the people that have gone out and bought like 2, 3, 4 sets of paint skins. You're going to run into the station. It will happen eventually. I remember when I first started out, I did crash whilst trying to leave the station. It wasn't a full-on kind of explode into a million pieces crash, but I definitely did some damage to the hull. The very first time I tried to leave the starting station. And I managed to get out, and that was fine. And then when I got to the outpost I had to dock at for the trading mission, I lined everything up and went in for the dock. But what I didn't realise was you have to point in the right direction when you come into dock. So I overshot it, turned around and came back, but was facing the wrong way. So I lined everything up perfectly, but was pointing the wrong direction and couldn't work out why it wasn't letting me dock. I thought maybe I hadn't put the landing gear down properly and was mashing the keys and accidentally hit tab, thinking that might be the landing gear button, when in fact tab is your boost button. So I was sat like this far away from the dock, like the landing pad, and hit the boost button and went straight into the landing tower. Unsurprisingly blew up into a million tiny pieces that time. And yeah, I had to kind of reload from the space station. Been drinking Bloody Mary since you got home. I wish I could afford to get a few beers. Yeah, I've crashed into, like, when you approach a station, right? Because you get stations and you get outposts. Outposts are just a few kind of docking pads built onto a box, and then the stations are the full-on kind of orbital, the city in space type deals. The stations you actually have to fly into, and there's a tiny little post box, like letterbox type thing you have to fly into, and that gets you into the station. So you have to line up with it perfectly so you're actually going to fit through it, which isn't such an issue in the first ship, but once you get into the bigger ships, if you try and go in at the wrong angle, you're just going to crash into the side of it. But as you come into it, there's kind of a gate around it, so you can't just fly in sideways, you have to fly in straight on. And the amount of times I've been coming out of a station and I've been coming out too fast, so my angles have been right, but I've kept going like up or down, and I've hit boost to get out of the letterbox, and I've caught these gates on the way out and just span out completely, lost all my shields. It's silly things like that that you'll probably do more than once.
Frameshift drive charging.
That reminds me, while I was out of country, I was in Dominican Republic. I was there, the bars and the resort had alcohol-free cocktails for minors and discovered 2 new favourite drinks. Nice! Just the sun on this one. Nice quick easy one. Need to remember the command now. Next system en route. Engines 100%.
100% now, sir.
Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
Drive charging.
And there you go. That's how you can just do silly things with the voice commands. And it's stuff I could have just pressed the buttons for, but let's face it, it's pretty awesome telling the voice commands to do it for you.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay. So yeah, it's just responding to a message quickly. Wow, that one over there. What What was cool, sorry, you? Was that the command stuff, or is that something different? Oh, that looks pretty sexy. The typing is strong with this one. Yeah, sorry about that. Exactly, got to be all around to stream successfully. I like to think I'm streaming successfully. Just a quick thank you to everyone for hanging out tonight. We've had quite a few new faces come through, to be honest. All of you have been nothing but pleasant, so thank you very much for that. I do hope you've all enjoyed what you've seen so far. If you have, and you haven't already done so, please consider hitting that lovely follow button. Be very much appreciated. We'll be playing Elite tomorrow night and Wednesday night as well, starting at 9 PM UK time. On Friday we are playing some multiplayer GTA 5 on PC. It's the first time I'll be loading up the multiplayer side of the game. And then next week we are starting our return playthrough of Tomb Raider, the reboot, which should be pretty awesome. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing more Elite again very soon. I've really enjoyed jumping back into it over the last last week and this coming week. But yeah, I'll definitely be jumping back to it. But like I say, if you are in game and you do want to add me, please feel free. Like I say, I don't get a lot of time off stream to play the game, but if I do get a chance and I see you on the friends list and you want to jump in and do something, then I will see what I can do. The voice commands, yeah, the voice commands are awesome. Like I say, it's all stuff you can do in game anyway. It just makes everything so much easier. Hey, no problem at all, Ace. Thank you very much for listening and taking it in and being interested. You know, I am in no way a fountain of knowledge for this game. There is so much that I don't know about it, but I'm quite happy to share what I do know. And if that turns out to be helpful, then awesome. Yes, sorry, in-game is ChrisAkira, exactly the same as here on the channel. Shoot me over an invite, I will accept it as soon as I can. Sorry you. Yeah, it's going to be PC. Slade was very kind and bought me GTA 5 on PC about 6 weeks ago. I still haven't actually got online and played it with him. So yeah, we've finally scheduled it in for a Friday cast. So yeah, it will be on the PC. Yeah, you need to get a PC ready. Ooh. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:05. There we go. Just no got GTA for PC. Like I say, the only reason I do is because it was purchased for me, which again is the reason why we're playing it on PC. Yeah, I've got it on PS3 as well, but my PS3 is, well, last time I loaded it up, which was probably about 6 months ago, it was playing around. It started kind of just crashing out on me mid-game. Like, no warning, just nothing with it. It will just stop, display cuts out, power goes off, I get a red flashing light and it just keeps beeping at me until I turn it off on the back. So yeah, it's not happy, unfortunately, which is annoying because I want to play through like Last of Us, and I had some other stuff as well on PS3 that I wanted to play through that I don't know if I can because my PS3 is dying. Green Dream, I would love to join you for that. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit way away.
Frameshift drive charging.
Like I say, once I'm done with all this exploration stuff, I'm going to go back to where I started, and I'll jump back into some bounty hunting, mix things up a little bit.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Hey Danksy, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Next system en route. Engage jump drive.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Hey Lolster, how's it going, buddy? Grow up a bit and change the name. Oh, that's cool, buddy. I will try to remember. I can't promise I will, but I will try to remember. Oh, damn it. Try to take the screenshot just as I was coming out of the jump. Oh, let's stop moving right about now. Six astronomical objects. It's going good though. Awesome stuff. Let's get the scan finished first, and then I'll try and get a screenshot. What's in a name, eh? Exactly. Right, okay, let's roll these. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's going to be asteroid chunks, isn't it? It's not going to be anything too interesting. We'll still scan them because I don't want anything left unscanned. But it's not going to give us anything interesting. What would I rate this game out of 10? I would probably rate this game about an 8. There's definitely stuff that is currently missing that would make the game better. But what is currently here, yeah, I am enjoying what's in the game so far. I've read some stuff about what is to come, and I definitely think it would be massively improved when that stuff does arrive. But there is more than enough in the game at the moment to keep you entertained. You know, all of the current components in the game are well thought out. You know, the combat is immersive. the exploration is just giant in scope. And the trading, you know, you've got black market trading, you've got slave trading, you've got smuggling, you've got just standard kind of, you know, trade good trading. There's a bit of everything. You could be a pirate, you could go and loot other people. Exactly. A road's been in a name is still a road. Yeah, we're about 7.58. You know, like I say, what they have promised hasn't been implemented yet, which is a bit of a knock-on for the community, especially now that the developers have gone on and focused on other things a little bit. That's really put the players off who've been kind of committed to this game since the Kickstarter. But the way a lot of people are trying to look at it is that they're focusing on this other bit to try and raise a bit more money to put towards the PC side of things. Whether that's actually the case or not is a different matter, but you know, that's what people are trying to tell themselves to make it a bit less of a gut punch.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, Green Dream. When I first saw this, when I saw this being played, my first thought was this is like an up-to-date Freelancer. Freelancer was an amazing game. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, this is very much the same kind of feel to it, to be honest. Dude, I love Freelancer. With its alien artifact storyline. And yeah, that was third person as well. But yeah, absolutely love Freelancer. I think I actually still have the disc version somewhere. Yeah. That magic third-person nano computer. We'll go alpha-tested Freelancer. That's how you got to be. Nice. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's definitely lost there. I didn't. I heard about them, but I never actually went and did it myself. Next jump en route. Oh, next system en route, even. Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
Drive charging.
Just a quick reminder, guys, if you are enjoying the channel and you haven't already, please consider hitting that lovely follow button. It would be massively appreciated. Yeah, every single follow is awesome. Whether you're lurking, whether you're chatting, whether you're only enjoying this one game, or whether you want to see more, just please hit that follow button. It would be massively, massively appreciated. We're probably going to be wrapping up the stream in the next kind of 10-15 minutes. It's getting a little bit late here. And yeah, bed is starting to call, so come on. Green Dream, thank you very much for that follow. You've got a green beanie too, nice. It's true, it's not massively late, but I've been up since like 6:30 this morning, and I'll probably be up again at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow, looking after my little 2-year-old, so I kind of need all the sleep I can get. I also need to wrap up the stream, take down the green screen, kind of pack everything away. Oh, this one's actually a little bit more scattered. Now you say that, I myself have a little bit of a ponytail. Yeah, been there, done that. So yeah, I know it's not horrendously late, but I'm tired. Yeah, I'll probably do this system and then I'll wrap it up. Exactly. And he's coming down with a cold at the minute as well, so he's extra. It's not extra work. A little bit more difficult because he's ill and doesn't know why he's ill. So he gets himself a bit more worked up. Yeah, terrible twos. I think he's already into them, to be honest. He's 2 in October, and he's definitely heading towards, if not already, at kind of the terrible 2 stage. Yeah, in terms of co-op, you can fly in a wing, which is just like a co-op party, I guess. So you can fly around, go to the same places, team up in combat, and that kind of thing. But other than that, there's no major co-op side things. Again, something that is on the long list of things that need to be added in down the line. Things like exploration as well is a lot quicker if you're in a wing, because if you're in the same system, you can have one person go one direction, one go the other, and all of the scans, as far as I'm aware, kind of count for everybody. So that would make this a lot quicker. Yeah, you can't actually hand out credits. You can, from what I've read, you can kind of, the only way you can do it is a bit round the houses. You can buy some trade items, drop them, and then the other person picks them up from outer space and then sells them. So it's a really awkward way of doing it, but that's the only way I'm aware of from what I've read. Yeah, the combat is really good. Like, the combat is really solid. The way it works in a wing as well, you know, if I scan a ship and I find there's a bounty on it, you can immediately turn and fire on that ship. You don't need to wait and scan it again. Yeah, terrible twos, because generally, as a kind of blanket stereotype almost, when they hit 2, that's when the attitudes start to come in and they really develop their own personality. And normally it leads to a lot of frustration, because they know what they want and they know they want it now, they just don't necessarily know how to get it. Come on, start scanning. That's a pretty awesome screenshot right there. Yeah, pro dad lessons on Twitch. Screw the gaming, come for the dad advice. Directly behind me. That's just typical. Oh look, it's pretty much back where I came from. Yeah, exactly. You know, as Green says, there are days when you just kind of feel like you're bashing your head against the wall, but they're nothing compared to every other day. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, you need to make sure you're in a sensible relationship for a decent amount of time. Make sure that you're reasonably settled and in a position where it would actually work. Taking into account things like time off of work and how you're going to handle childcare and that kind of thing. You know, there's a lot to think about if you actually want to do it right. I mean, obviously, you know, there is no 100% this is how to do it type situation, but definitely things that you should definitely think about before you just kind of go ahead and say, right, let's have a baby kind of thing, or else you will end up just, as Green says, just screwing yourself over. Oh, there's no way of guaranteeing that. You know, you can aim for the type of parent you want to be, but there's so much of it that's outside of your control as well. Then goes to the highest teen pregnancy in the UK. Nice. But yeah, you just need to kind of have an idea of how you want to be and just go with that and have that in your head, but don't try to force yourself to be that, because if you do, you're just going to stress yourself out when you have a day that doesn't work. I think it doesn't fit into what you want to do. As long as you do right by the kids, then that is all that matters. As long as they're getting what they need, whether it's entertainment, whether it's you know, the right diet, whether it's interaction, whether it's, you know, anything else, as long as they're getting what they need, you're being a good parent. Because, you know, Claire had plans in her head of the kind of things she wanted to do when she became a parent, but a lot of them went out the window because of how Ethan was when he was little. You know, it's all well and good coming in saying, right, I'm going to do this, that and the other, and, you know, that's how you want to be, but you might not necessarily have the options or have the time or the ability to actually do those things when it comes to it. So like I say, have the plan, have the idea in your head, but don't hold yourself to that standard all the time. You know, we have days, there's a couple of kids groups near us, you know, once or twice a week kind of thing, and Ethan loves going to them, but we have weeks where we can't get to them because he wakes up and he doesn't want to get dressed, or yeah, he doesn't want to do, like, we'll get him ready and we'll be leaving the house and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to go. So, you know, I could force him to go out, but he'd be upset the whole way and he probably wouldn't enjoy it once we're there. So yeah, it's one of those things. You can have a plan, you can have an idea, it might not when it comes down to it. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to keep jumping until we get to the next system with lots of stuff in, and then we're going to stop. Rather than stopping at a system like this where it's just a dead sun. We'll keep jumping until we find lots of things to scan, but we won't start them. That'll be our start point for tomorrow. Oh, of course it's the other side of the sun. That's just annoying. Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
Frameshift drive charging.
I keep forgetting it does that. The screen breaks when you try and take a screenshot. Next jump en route. Next jump en route. There are of course times when sometimes the voice command just doesn't want to listen to you. Oh yeah, definitely green. Oh, so this is going to be an exploration one. So we'll scan the sun and then we'll probably call it for the night. Oh, it's only 2 though. And they're both pretty close. Yeah, screw it with this one. Yeah, that one's scanning from here anyway. Learning more life lessons from people I'll probably never meet. To be fair, as long as life lessons are useful, doesn't matter where you get them from. Okay, that's it for the link spam. Time to open another pale ale. Nice. I had orange squash. Unfortunately. Joys of no money. Yeah, we are going to wrap it up soon. I should have stopped then really, but there were only 2 things to scan, so I figured we'd just get them done. Like I say, as soon as we get to a system where there's lots to scan, I'm going to call it a night, because I should really go to bed. Belgian heavy ales. I've heard of them, I've never had one. You own a bar? Nice. That's pretty awesome. Well, it sounds pretty awesome anyway. Yeah, I imagine you come across them pretty often if you're in a bar. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Come on, get within range. Start scanning it already. I will definitely bear that in mind, buddy. Maybe a conversation for the next time you're in chat. There we go. Yeah, Siaz is driving age is 16, drinking is 18. Yeah, they are quite lenient over there, aren't they? Yeah, other way around it. It's kind of the American age system, isn't it? They do it. How do they do it? They do driving 16, drinking 21. That's it. If I remember correctly.
4, 3.
So it's not the other way around. It's our way, but it's more excessive. If I remember correctly. I could be horrendously wrong, in which case someone please correct me. Seriously, 2 again? And they're both quite close. Well, we're getting through some jumps at least. I am in Kent, so southeast. Oh nice, that one is in this way, this direction as well. I was worried it was going to be like 2 opposite directions then, just to be a pain in the ass. they are both in this direction. It's pretty useful. I used to live in Brighton. Nice. I've only ever been to Brighton once. Exactly, never say never. Okay, this is my initial destination. When I was first looking at the exploration side of things, I was like, right, let's just pick a random place. And I clicked on HIP 2441. So we're coming up to where my initial kind of jump distance was going to be. And this is only like halfway to where I'm actually going now. Oh, Lolster, have you followed on the new account yet? Just out of curiosity. Yes, yes. Just wanted to check. I just hadn't seen it pop up, was all. Didn't want you to forget. We're going to a nightclub. Nice. Next jump on route. No. Next system en route. Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
Drive charging.
We're going to a nightclub on the resort. Nice.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
No, that's cool, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay, hopefully this is a dead system. It's not going to be a dead system. Hopefully it's a busy system. 48 new objects. There we go. That's what we were looking for. System map.
Closing map.
Yeah, no discoveries left. Okay. Right, so this is where we're going to call it for the night. Seems like a good place to start up tomorrow. 48 objects to scan. A pretty good start for the day tomorrow. Let me switch to this screen. There we go. Let me get rid of that screen. Get rid of that screen. Put some music on. Right, so yeah, I'm not going to do a raid tonight because it's pretty late. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Thank you to all the new guys, thank you to the regulars, thank you everyone for getting involved, having a bit of a laugh. I have thoroughly enjoyed the cast tonight. We're making good progress on our journey across the galaxy. I say across the galaxy, it's barely like a pinhead compared to what you can travel. But yeah, really enjoying the exploration side of things. So thank you everyone for joining me. Like I said, I'll be carrying on again tomorrow, starting at 9 PM UK time. If you haven't already, please check out the social pages. There is a Facebook page. Send a friend request, it'll get accepted. There's a Twitter page to follow. Both of those get updated during the day and when we go live. There's a Steam group. Again, you just get a notification just before we go live each night. And there's a YouTube channel for all the past broadcasts and highlights and that kind of thing. So check all those out. The Instagram page is just there for a bit of a laugh. You know, I rarely post to Instagram, but when I do, it's silly little things. So yeah, follow all the ones that are relevant. One final time, we are running t-shirts at the moment. It is a limited run. You have 9 days left to place an order. It would be awesome if you could, if you enjoy the design. If you are enjoying the channel, there's a Patreon page you can subscribe to. It starts at $1 a month, so if you're in the UK, that's like the cost of a Mars bar a month. Just to help kind of push doing this towards being a part-time job for myself. And if you do wish to help with a one-off donation, then we are currently trying to pay off the PS4, so any help with that is appreciated. If you donate £5 or more, you get 2,000 beanie bucks for every £5 you donate. Entirely optional, no judgment if you don't do it. I completely appreciate that anyone who does is doing so off their own back, so thank you very much if you do, or if you can. But yeah, it's there as an option. Thank you everyone for hanging out, thank you for being awesome. I will hopefully catch you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the cast tonight as much as I did. And yeah, that's me done. So take care everyone, love you a lot. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.
Are you a Skyrim resident? Had an accident that wasn't your fault? Then call the Skyrim Accident Helpline now. I used to be an adventurer, but I took an arrow in the knee.
I was raiding a dungeon with my companion when he carelessly stepped on a pressure plate and I was smashed in the face with a spiky metal grid. I had to spend 2 weeks off work recovering in the Temple of Kinnereth.
I was in the middle of an epic battle with a frost dragon when I slipped on an icy patch it had made and grazed my shin. When restoration spells just aren't enough, Skyrim Accident Helpline can help you claim the compensation you deserve. There's no foos. If you don't win, you won't pay a single septim. So give us a shout on Loon, Lo, Ne, Vo, of, Aus. No lollygagging.